What up, social studies? Oh, hold on, let me do it again.
Leave that in. Just leave it.
Okay. Okay. What's up, socialites? Welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
Before we get into it, we have dates.
And we are getting into it today.
We are getting into it, baby girl.
I just took a nap in my kid's bed. I am refreshed, ready, and let's do it.
I just took a DNA test, and it turns out I am 100% that bitch. This weekend,
100% Italian and Polish.
This weekend, we're both together going to be in New Brunswick, New Jersey at Stress Factory. So if you don't have your ticket, get it. We'll see you there. Next weekend, I'm in Honolulu. So if you're listening from the islands, come on and see me at Blue Note in Oahu. After that, Spokane. And
fun.
then we got Toronto, Sacramento, and then finally, I can officially say it for sure now, I'm filming my stand-up comedy special. If you want to come to the taping of my special, it's going to be in Los Angeles, California at the Belasco Theater on March 18th. After that, taking a week off, then it's Denver, St. Louis, Burlington, Vermont, Nashville, Austin, Philly, Charlotte, Madison, Wisconsin. Get your tickets at MrD3.com.
And I will be in New Brunswick this weekend with Joe. If you want to come on down and see New Brunswick, New Jersey, that's like pretty much where I live. Joe's actually going to even be staying and hanging out with my kids and seeing what a day in the life with me is like. We're going to go to gymnastics in the morning. We're going to get up at 8 in the morning. Well, 7 because we got to be there by 8, maybe 6:30. We'll get up in the morning. We'll go to gymnastics. It'll be so much fun. You'll watch my daughter tumble. And then, we're going to have some New York pizza. I'm going to take Joe to a fancy Italian deli where Joe's going to get all the meats.
And we're going to get shot.
That doesn't happen. Then I will be in Boston on February 22nd with Jimmy Cash. If you are listening from Boston, you're off that week, so come. And then I will be in Rochester, New York at the end of March, beginning of April. And some other little things are going on, maybe. We'll see. All right.
You're not just at Rochester. You're going to be at Comedy at the Carlson, one of my favorite clubs in the country.
Yes. So, a busy next few months going on. So, with that being said, though, Joe, I know that you recently, and at this point, people already know because of the beauties of the internet, but you had a very interesting weekend, Joe. Would you care to
If
share
you haven't seen it on the gram, if you haven't got a text message from me because I personally know you, well, now is the moment you've all been waiting for. And by you've all, I mean me. For 7 years, this motherfucker right here is getting married officially.
Woo! It's very hard to see what you're showing.
I gotta tell you this, guys. First of all, when you put
for those of you at home, Joe got engaged. He's holding up his ring to the camera.
Oh yeah.
If you're not watching and you're listening from your car, because it was not very descriptive. We need like the captions of the movements, like
right. Joe's now holding up
discreetly holds his hand up to the camera.
Okay, so first of all, here's the story because I feel like everyone's gonna want the story. It's weird to tell people the story, but so essentially, I've been on like high alert for the past like 3 years, pretty much. Like every time Morgan's like, "Do you want to?" I'm like, "We're getting engaged." Like, just like, I don't.
And that's true, everybody.
Yeah,
Joe and I will be walking through a hallway in a hotel, and Morgan's like, "Hey, can you talk for a minute?" And a text, and Joe's like, "You think he's gonna ask me over the phone? You think he's gonna ask me right now while I'm across the country?"
Honestly, I was so anxious at this point. I told him, I was like, "Morgan, honestly, you can propose to me in the fucking driveway. We're all like, here, like, let's make it happen," which would be awesome because I love my house. But anyway, we we went on a trip to Orcas Island, is an island in a chain of islands known as the San Juans, off the coast of northern Washington. And got this awesome little cabin that you heat with your own little fireplace and stuff. It was right on
You
the
have to chop the
sound,
wood?
so you pre-chopped wood, thank God. And
That would have been
right on
your
the
hands are
water.
all cut up and blistered
Yeah.
when you get the ring.
We have Mac with us. We're hanging out, which I gotta go check because he's done. As soon as I tell this story, I'm gonna go upstairs and check real quick. We're hanging out. The first day goes by, nothing. So I'm up all night and I'm like, damn it, it's not gonna happen. So then we wake up the next morning and we go to breakfast, and it doesn't happen at breakfast. And at breakfast, Morgan says, "Do you want to catch the early ferry home?" And I'm like, well,
Ooh.
shit, it's not happening.
I'm done with this
So
trip.
so I'm like keeping my cool because I'm not trying to like ruin the day. But in my head, I'm kind of like, fuck, again, you know? So it's not happening. I'm a little pouty. He starts driving and then he pulls off to go to this like scenic route that goes up this mountain. We're driving up this mountain. It turns back into winter up the mountain, and then
That's cool.
it's closed at the top. So we're coming
Oh.
down and he's kind of like, what? And I'm like, what's happening? And he pulls off to this overlook, and we get out to overlook and you can see like all the islands. And he's like, let's get out of the car. I was like, okay. So I like got out of the car and I like just stood there and I was like, mm-hmm. and Morgan like walked off with Mac, and I was like, great. And there was nobody
He's
there.
gonna go
And
propose to Mac.
right. I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it. And then he turned, he's like, come over here. I was like, okay. And I was like, whatever. And he goes, Jojo, I love you very much. And I go, is this happening? Is this happening? It's just like screaming on the. I was like, is this happening? And then he reached in his pocket and he grabbed the ring and he's like, will you marry me? I was like, absolutely. I was like, let's go. And then we probably stood there for like another, oh my God. I was like, yeah, duh, hello. Okay, let's get in the car because I have plans to make.
So wait,
But
now
no,
you
it
had
was
your
good.
own car on the island?
Yeah. You take your car and put your car on a ferry boat, and then the ferry boat drives
The
you there.
Staten Island ferry used to be able to put your car on the Staten Island ferry and drive into Manhattan, but then someone fell asleep and drove off the ferry and fell in the water and died or something like that. So they stopped doing that, and then like people were bringing weapons and stuff into the cars, so they had to stop.
How the fuck do we go from an engagement to someone driving
No. I
their
was just
car off the Staten
I
Island
didn't
ferry?
know that people. I didn't know how you had the car. This is what I was thinking about while you were telling this story. I was like, oh, when you were on this island, I
Okay,
thought maybe it
let's
was one of
play a
those like
game
golf
called
carts.
Back to Me.
No, that's not to me. That was Staten Island Ferry. I don't care. But all right,
joking.
so no, because
I'm
I was
just
thinking,
joking.
were you in like a golf cart or were you in like your car?
Yeah, that's a great question, Gaspar. Paint the picture. We were in my
I'm trying to
car.
make this a romantic scene.
We were in my car, and there was dog hair everywhere, and it was fantastic. And Mac's even in the pictures that I'll be posting. So
So
it's good.
now okay, so here's the question. I mean, I already know these, but I'm sure the people want to know because I already
Okay.
FaceTimed you and asked you all these. Did he
Lead
get
me
on
in.
one knee and propose?
No, which I told him years and years ago not to do that because it's so weird to me because like there's no we're two guys. There's no giving away someone, like there's no like let me bow down to your honor, your majesty. It's like no, we're like equal and it's fine. Like no, don't get down on your knees. So he was just like, and I love that.
Okay, so that's one question that people I'm sure wanted to know. Another question, now do you have to propose back? Because I
Hell
know
no.
like some of
Hell
the gay
no.
men that I know, they
Who?
proposed and then the other one proposed.
Who?
Well, it was magical.
Name them.
There was a magical kingdom.
Listen, I do know people too who do this, right? And if you did this, no shade. But also, not just it's not my thing. It's not for me. A lot of gay guys and probably lesbians feel like they both have to propose for whatever reason. And I just think that that's not I think it's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, if I'm being totally honest. Because it's like, okay, one person proposes, and then the other person's got to like the surprise is fucking over. Like you said,
And
yes,
also,
like we
like, you
know
already
what's
agreed
happening,
on yeah, like if I
right?
propose to you, I already obviously want to marry you, and then therefore you said yes. That
And we're
kind of
getting
like
married. So
like if I was like,
why are
hey,
we
you want to go on a
wasting
date with
time?
me? Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like
They okay.
we're not doing that.
So here's the other question.
Ask me.
Maybe
Yeah,
you waited all these years, but maybe Morgan was on the other side waiting as well for you
he
to
wasn't.
propose. So a genuine question of curiosity, who decides who proposes to who? Or is it just like I want to do it? Because like, like there was always like that, like, there's always stories like of a woman proposing to a man, and like that's whatever. I've heard stories. I never met anybody who's done it, but I've seen it online and stuff. So like, but there was never a thought in my head that Melissa was gonna propose to me. Like I had to do it. So like in the LGBTQ community, how does that establish?
First of all, great question, Ally. And I think
Wait, let me play Celine Dion real quick.
thank you. Put her on. So I think it's different for everybody just because like it's already a non-conventional marriage as is. So many people have done different things, but in my situation, I mean, I don't think that I was ever opposed to proposing for somebody, like, but when it came to Morgan and I's relationship, one thing that I know about Morgan is before he makes any sort of decision, he thinks about it 360 and then 360 again and then 360 again to make sure that he's making the right decision, and then he
For
makes that
3 years.
decision for 7 years. No, so then he like very much and he always makes great decisions when it comes to things. Like we've lived here for 6 months and we still don't he's gonna fucking kill me. We've lived here for 6 months, we still don't have a dining room table because we're still thinking about which one is the perfect one. However,
But what
that
are you
might sound,
thinking about? Don't you
but
just go look at
listen,
him?
kinda, but that might sound annoying to some people. It's not, because I know Morgan and we're gonna get the perfect table and we're never gonna look at it and be like, this piece of shit, I wish we never, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be perfect. So with knowing that about Morgan, I needed him to propose because I needed to know that he had thought about it in all of these ways. And then he decided, yes, this is what I want to do.
All right, that's fair.
You'll accept
Which
it?
explain like the frustration of not being proposed to too, because then you're like, oh, is he thinking about it so much that he doesn't want to do it? you
Right.
know?
Right.
I
Right,
get
right,
that
right, right,
now.
right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Next.
All right. So now, I don't know if you could talk
I
details of it.
swear to fucking God, if you ask me who's the girl, I'll lose my goddamn mind.
No, I would never ask that.
Okay.
I know
You know
it's
how many
you.
people do? Okay, what?
Um, Actually, why is that something that people ask? I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
people say like,
pe-
"Oh, who's the girl in the
The
relationship?"
funniest, yeah, people do ask that, and it's kind of like, okay, but the funniest thing that
Like
people
neither.
ask,
I don't know. I wouldn't ask it because it's like it doesn't really make sense. Like because you're
people will
both
be
like
so
kind
excited.
of manly men. I know that
Right.
sounds crazy that I just called you that. As your face,
Yeah, what?
but you are. You're not like you like. Remember you went and killed that fish. You were
I
like,
did. Yeah.
you're not like. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're so feminine that you would. You know what I mean? It's. I don't know.
Right, right, right. I people say the craziest thing that people do is they're so will tell them and they're so excited. They go, "Oh my gosh, it's congratulations." So how does this work? Which I guess is a legitimate question.
Well,
I
especially
would
like if you've never
over
met. Yeah.
yeah, over half the people who will be well over half the people who will be at our wedding have never been to a gay wedding. So
I mean, I've only been to one. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't my brother-in-law, I probably wouldn't have been to. I don't know. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it is true. Like, I don't know the procedures. Like, because we're so in this like traditional
We're
mindset
very
of just like,
gays. We're very procedural people.
are you? I don't know.
No, no.
I mean, you know what? It's
I don't
funny.
know the
I didn't really
procedures.
have a conventional wedding. I married a Jewish person in a church. We had a priest and a rabbi. It was like they were co-teaching. The rabbi was like spitting things out. The priest was saying stuff. It was crazy. He
That's
was like,
hilarious.
oh, the priest was like, you're married under Jesus. And the rabbi was like, not fully. Like a little bit,
What
a
the
little
fuck was
this.
this accent? What is
Well, I
this
don't know.
accent?
He
Was
had an
this
accent.
rabbi from like
He was.
I
He
don't
was
even
like
know.
from like
Not fully,
Sweden.
like he's Indian or something.
That was just
God
me
damn.
leaning in. That was me whispering. That's
Your
my
British
whispering
rabbi.
voice.
Not fully. Hold on, we're gonna
We
cut
had
to
a
a commercial.
super
We got we're gonna cut to a commercial really quick. We got so much more for you. We're gonna keep talking about this. Give us a sec. Well, we're back from a commercial, and my dog just ate a bunch of saran wrap. So this should be some really interesting looking shits that I have to pick
What?
up the next couple days.
What? Was there anything in it?
Chicken, which he's allergic to.
Oh, of course he's allergic to that. It makes sense that he's allergic to it.
Why?
Because you coddle him.
He's allergic to everything. It's insane.
You know who wasn't allergic to anything? Rocky.
What? Yeah, Rocky also had third-degree burns and looked like that guy from the movie Mask was Cher, which is sad but true. Anyway, let me talk to you about wedding rings for a second, okay?
Oh yeah, so that was my next question.
Oh, okay. Ask away.
All right, I feel like I'm Jimmy Fallon here. All right. So for the next question, Joseph, what did he propose with? Was it a traditional, like a wedding band? Was it an engagement ring? Was it a diamond? Was it a diamond encrusted? Or what is it, encrusted or encrusted?
It's encrusted. Encrusted, I don't think is a word, Gaspar, but
Encrusted.
No,
Not
definitely
encrusted.
not a word. Let's look it up. No, it's encrusted for
No, encrusted.
No, Gaspar.
Encrusted.
The word, even when you type in encrusted into Google, it corrects you and says, "Did you mean encrusted?"
To adorn with a crest.
To adorn with
Encrusted means to adorn with a crest. That's what I was referring to. So I don't know what you were. I don't care.
Yes,
Don't tell me
my
about
ring
what
is
encrusted
adorned
means.
with a crest. I didn't want anything encrusted. I didn't want any diamonds. I didn't want any stone, no flashy shit. I literally, a long ass time ago, told him just a band. Just a band. So I got a gold band. It's just a gold band from Tiffany's, and it's great, and I love it.
Oh, but it's from Tiffany's.
Yeah, where's yours from? Costco?
I wish that would have been a bargain. Now, this is from my grandma, 1934, it says. It was my grandma's wedding ring.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah. I had it after my grandma died, I took it. That sounds freaking morbid as hell. I took it and I just kept it in my like bin of stuff, like, my memory
Next
stuff.
to the scorpion,
And then,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I showed you it too. Don't let everybody forget. I found the scorpion, mortified my children, but I found the scorpion. But my grandma, after she passed away, I took the ring off her. And then I was like, oh, I'll keep this for one day. And then once I proposed to Melissa, she was like, oh, we got to get you wedding bands. And I was like, nope, just put this one on. And I was like, good, works for me. And she's like, okay. And that was it. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
I mean, it means more to me. This was my grandma's who I loved, So,
right.
And now, like, my dad, I have his as well. Like, my mom has it. And she's like, oh, do you want? But my dad was big guy, so it doesn't fit me really. But if I get bigger, I'll wear that. I don't know how that works.
We didn't have any
gonna get bigger
family treasures, so I got.
Yeah, this is like the simplest, goldest, band. Like,
yeah,
who knows,
same. It's literally the same.
Yeah, like if you look close, I think it says like Italy in it.
Yeah, mine says 759AC.
this just says Italy, so I don't even know what the hell that means. Is it made
I
in Italy?
probably
Was it just
shouldn't give all those details away,
yeah,
but
maybe stop
someone's gonna
reading
look.
the rest of that.
Yeah, someone's gonna look it up and be like, "It's fool's gold."
All right, so guy, what else do
Do,
we got?
no, when you put on your wedding ring for the first time, which you probably don't remember because you've been married for so long,
Eight
I
years.
just like look at my hands. I'm like, these are dad hands. Like I look like a dad. Like I
No,
literally
I
was
look
getting
at my
dressed.
hands when I'm holding my children, and I'm like, these are dad hands.
Well,
Covered.
that too, but I feel like a genuine adult now.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. It does something to you cuz like I was 25 when I got married, and I feel like before that you're just like, "Oh, you're just dating somebody." You know, like people are just like, "Oh, you have a boyfriend? How cute." You know what I mean? Like that don't mean anything, but you're like, "No, no, no, I'm married." They're like, "Oh shit. Like this guy
Yeah,
might own a house." You know, like
and he does.
this like, so like it does add that like a little more serious. Now, do you walk around and you're like, "Oh, my fiance and I."
Hell no, I
Okay,
hate that
good.
shit.
Yeah.
No,
Like I remember once I proposed to Melissa, I was like, "Yeah, just until we get married." Like I was gonna say like this girl I proposed to.
yeah, no,
Like
I think I'm gonna say that
like
too.
I
I think
can't be like my fiance.
I hate that shit. No, my
Yeah.
fiance, my fiance,
That's the
my
English rabbi coming
fiance,
through.
my
Hello.
fiance. Hello,
Yeah.
oh, I'd like to meet your fiance.
I don't know, but I do get what you're saying. It makes you like more of an adult when you have a wedding ring on. Like you
Makes
go,
you more
but
of an
it
adult
sucks.
when
Like
you're a
if
fiance.
if you're doing things that are hot, that like requires like anything heating up your hands,
Oh
not
my god!
sexual.
First of
Yeah,
all,
you'll feel
I
it. The ring will
know
get hot. Yeah.
your ring gets hot, and then like when it gets cold, this finger is now the coldest
Mhm.
finger,
Yeah.
which is
And then
crazy.
like in the summer, you'll notice like I never ever take mine off, but like sometimes like if my fingers swell up or they whatever, you'll notice like in the summer or what's the months? Yeah, where you in the summer you swell up, right?
I don't know, but
Or in the
all
winter?
the
No, yeah, the winter
salt.
you shrivel up. What?
Okay, all the salt intake that you have. Who knows what season it is?
Well, whatever, but you'll see like it'll get stuck in your finger, it'll like be tighter, and then you get like a tan around your finger. You'll have like a permanent mark around your finger. I have a scar in my finger here, like a pretty bad scar, and it always rubs against that. Sometimes it hurts.
Well, thank you for the information.
Just I'm just giving you facts about rings. All right.
Are Do you have more questions, or can we move on?
All right. And do you plan on having a big ceremonious? What the hell's the word I'm looking for? S- Cere- c- ceremonial wedding?
No ceremony. It's gonna be different. Like I don't want any. I'm so sorry, but I don't want like basic fucking Pinterest ass shit at my wedding. And I also I don't like, and again, if this was you, congratulations. It's not me. I'm doing something different, right? I don't like gay weddings that are like a replica of what straight weddings are. It just is like weird to me.
Like you don't
I
want your
just,
dad like handing you off to Morgan?
yeah, or like I don't want walking down the aisle. I don't want wedding party. I don't want the garter. I don't want the flower bouquet throwing. And I just want it to be a really awesome, fun celebration. To which I can now tell you what the plans are. Okay,
Oh, you figured out the plans?
Gaspar, of
Oh, I don't
course.
know.
The idea, first of all, you're gonna people are gonna be like, "Wow, you're fucking crazy." Let's just talk about this. Weddings are expensive as hell. I already knew this. And on top of that, Morgan and I both have very, very high non negotiables. One of his, and we both agree with each other's non negotiables.
Okay.
His top non negotiable is live band, which I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Gotta have the
He
horns. Like,
wants or he doesn't want?
he does want, yes. And I'm
Okay.
like, absolutely live band 100% too. My non negotiable is like top tier badass food. I want Pacific Northwest farm to table. I want a 5-course plated meal, and I want them to bring it to the table and be like, okay, your first course is blah 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 with a little fennel dust or whatever. Enjoy. And then they come back and they're like, okay, the chef has prepared your second duck breast, blah 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 blah. Enjoy. Right. And
They're like
also,
killing the animals right in the back.
holy fuck, Gasper, by the way, the guest list is already at like 168 people. Just like, holy shit, this is
Yeah.
crazy. All
I
I'm seeing
told
is
you we have
dollar signs.
205 at mine,
It's in holy shit.
and every person was about $120 a plate because a New
Yeah.
York wedding is expensive.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
a
every
Seattle
wedding's
wedding's going to be
but
expensive too.
yeah.
But I
So it was
know
like 100.
too, sadly, having it in Seattle, some people are not going to be able to come, which is sad, but like I get it. It's true. The other thing is that it's gonna, like, the more it does, more expensive. I I really want like long, like Last Supper style tables, like fucking long tables, and probably like only like 4 or 5 of them, just big long tables where everybody's
I
sitting
feel
there
like you
and they
want an
come out.
outside wedding. Do you want an
I don't
outside
think we
wedding?
can because we're trying to get married in spring 2023, and if
Oh,
that
you're getting married soon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spring 24. Holy shit. What am I getting
Oh,
married
I'm
tomorrow?
like,
Jesus Christ.
shit.
No. No. Yeah.
I might can't come.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No. Next spring.
Okay,
And
24.
like spring is hit or miss here. Like there's good days,
Yeah.
but it's mostly bad days. So it's Seattle, it's rain, you know. But with that,
Yeah.
most venues are covered, which is great. But yeah, like ideally I would love to have it like in a fucking field, like a fucking
Oh, you want to
wildflower.
have it at a venue?
Yeah, but like I would love to have it in like a wildflower field.
It's not impossible, but it is hard, especially if
I
you want all that stuff.
also
Because like, where you cooking it? Where
here
you know?
so my big idea has since been slashed. Okay?
Okay.
People are going to roll their eyes so fucking hard at this, but it's my wedding, so let me do my
You
thing.
should do what you
Also,
want.
if TLC, Bravo, any of those channels, if you're watching, we are not below selling this wedding to have a reality TV show to pay for it. Because first of all, we're gay, so expensive, and second of all, we're gay, so we have to pay to have children, which is going to be very expensive. So, if you want to give us our show, cut costs, we're down. Anyway, this was my big idea. Morgan loved it, but it's like dumb expensive. So you land in Seattle the night the wedding's on a Friday. You're probably gonna land on Thursday because it's out on the islands, right?
Now, why are you
You,
doing it on a Friday? If you don't mind me asking.
I said Saturday. But like you got to be here by Friday because of what I'm telling you. So
Okay.
the wedding's on Saturday, but it's out in the islands. So you got to be here by Friday. So you get in on Thursday, you check into your hotel, blah, 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 blah. Friday morning, every single family that comes has their own black car that comes and picks your family up. You get in the car, and the car takes you to the ferry, and you get on the ferry. And then when you get on the ferry, when you get to the islands, another car and or horse and or whatever vehicle you got takes you to the resort. And when you get to the resort, it's a big banner that says not banner, it's like a wooden carved sign that says Dombrowski Nagy, and it's encrusted in ferns and moss and everything, and the car will pull through there. And then when you get there, it's very White Lotus, where the workers will be standing there, and they'll greet you when you get out of your car, and they'll be like, hello Randazzo, Melissa, and Gaspare. They know who you are, and they're like, you're in cabin number 7. And then they give you your itinerary, which is like a binder and probably an awesome bag with a bottle of vodka or something in there. And then they drive you to your cabin. When you get to your cabin, there's a moss and fern wreath on your door that says your last name, Randazzo, and then that's your cabin for the weekend.
And you're gonna pay for that for everybody?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. This idea got shut down very quickly.
Because, like, yeah, it sounds amazing,
But you know how
except
crazy I am? I actually called the places and priced that what that would be. Priced out what it
what
would
would
be.
that be? Because now I'm just curious.
Well, what part of it?
Oh, I thought that they would, like, offer you the package. Well,
Oh
alright,
no,
I'm
there's
gonna
no
say
package. It
the
looks like what it was.
weekend alright, the weekend in the cabins, I'm gonna say 300-400 bucks.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, the
But to
car
do that, I
picking
would
you up.
need like there's no resort that has enough cabins. So the biggest one that I found that could do it only had like 12 cabins.
So you gotta bunk people together.
Right. No, not gonna happen. Right. Or I
So
could call
now
and be like,
where are all
okay,
these
well, it's
people gonna
actually
stay?
2023, so build the cabins.
Wait, now where are all these people? So when you say this island, so you're not getting married in Seattle, getting married. I don't understand. I only know Staten Island. What do you mean when you say an island? You're talking about off the coast of Washington. You're gonna go to a
Yes.
separate island.
Yes.
Now, are there hotels and resorts there? Is this like Punta Cana, where it's like just a free for all of like resorts and it's a party, or are people gonna have to stay on the mainland and then Uber boat over to the wedding? Like, is there enough space? Like, I don't know how this works.
Yeah, no, like once you're on the island, you could stay in this fictitious wedding that I've created. You could stay and opt into the do the cabin thing like we've got, or you could stay anywhere else on the island.
Oh, there's other spots on island. I don't know. Like, I'm
Yeah, but it's
picturing a
not like
small
Punta Cana.
island.
Yeah, it is a small island,
So how
but
many
there's
resorts
there's
are
others,
there?
probably like six, probably
Yeah, so that's not going to house 180 people.
six resorts, Gasper.
I mean, you just said one of them only has the highest one has 12 cabins. So if the
Right.
highest has 12, that's 12. Then if you have, so 12, let's say two people per cabin, that's 24 people, right?
Uh-huh.
Then
No,
you have
not two
another one
people
that
per
holds
cabin.
what? What?
Not two people per cabin.
Well, if I went with Melissa, we're going to share a cabin with someone.
No, you're not, but like other people probably would.
I mean, would they? I don't know. I wouldn't share a cabin with a stranger.
No, no,
'Cause
no.
then,
Like they wouldn't be strangers. Like I think like my
oh, like a
cousins would
group of
all
your
split
friends.
one, right? Right.
All right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right.
All right.
And then the other thing is too is all the cabins are different. Like some of the cabins house like 15 people. And some of them is
Oh,
just
so
like
you could,
two. So like I could put
yeah,
like
I
my
gotcha.
mom's side of the family, like you're all in this like 10-bedroom cabin.
Mansion cabin.
Man,
All right.
Mabbin.
Here's my next question.
Oh shit.
So, guys, we promised that we were going to do some advice tonight, and don't worry, we probably
We will.
won't. But in case
Next
we
week
don't,
will be advice. Next week is
next
advice.
week, all right, because we didn't expect this, so this is like a throwing us for a loop. So we got to kind of address it while it's hot. Um, what? All right. So this blows my mind. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So in New York City, you don't put a registry together and stuff. I mean, you could a wedding registry, but nobody wants anything on it. Everybody just comes and gives you cash. And so, like in New York City, like I go to a wedding with Melissa, I give $400 or $500. You give like $200 a person, and then it depends on how close you are with them. Obviously, if you're closer, you give 300 a person. You know, it depends on the closeness of the person, 400, whatever. But it's
And
really
that's for
just
the two of you.
yeah, you would give like for the two of us, give like you'd say like, all right, their plates probably cost like you would say like depending on the hall, all right, this wet wedding venue probably cost like 150, $200 a plate. So I'll cover my plate and then give an extra 50, 100 bucks, whatever it is. I don't, it all depends on how close you are with the person, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I know like so my brother got married in DC and like people bought him like a toaster and people bought them like a picnic basket. People bought like household items and my brother's like, it's just a DC thing. Like, it's just a out of New York City thing that you don't really just give cash, you give gifts. But like in the case of you and Morgan, like you own a house already. Like, you don't need a toaster. You already got your magic bullet there. You don't need any of that stuff. So like what's like a Washington State or even Detroit, like a gift at a wedding? That's what my question was.
Good. It's first of all, any wedding that I've ever been to in Michigan or Chicago has always been a cross between those two things. They have a registry, but it's cool to give just cash to. And the same thing, like you said, like figure out what it costs per head, and then a little bit more, and then if you're like close on a different level, like even more.
Yeah.
And yeah, but then like I don't know what it is out here. I don't know what people are doing out here, but for us, like, I'm not gonna deny a gift, but I don't see us making a registry because
Yeah.
we're gonna have a kid too, and like we're doing surrogacy, so it's expensive as hell. We can't just like pop
Gift
out a
cards for
kid.
surrogacy.
Yeah, no. So like I don't know, like I guess like money would be most
No, but not even
appreciated.
about like I'm not trying to make you sad. What do you appreciate? Like I just don't. I'm just curious what the standard is. In the comments, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, tell us where you're from and tell us what they usually do for gifts. Because I'm just curious for myself. Like,
Yeah,
like I said, like my brother's wedding, I was like, holy shit! Like all these people are bringing household items, and I was
yeah.
like, if two people came to my wedding with a toaster, I'd be like, the
What the
fuck.
fuck are you doing?
Like not in a
I
bad
can't
way.
tell.
Like I'm not gonna reject it, but I'm like, oh wow, that was an expensive toaster, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't see us doing that. We pretty much have our house done, so,
Except
you
for the
know,
dining room table.
except for the
Unless
dining
someone
table.
comes with a dining room table.
Yeah,
Do
a
you know that
handcrafted
at
dining
our
room.
wedding venue, just to talk about how expensive things were, they were like, oh, do you want us to put bows on the chairs? So Melissa's like, maybe that would be nice. Per chair, it was like $4 a bow for them to just tie a bow around the chair. And we had like 220 chairs. I was like, no, we're good on the bows, actually. Like, we're not
Are
spending
you
$800 to have someone tie a bow around a chair.
That is insane. Did they tell you this
Mhm.
before or after?
No, they told, like, we sat, same thing. Like, we got engaged. The like next day, Melissa was like, hitting me in the face with the magazine, like, here's all our options. And we went to the wedding hall like that day, and they were like, okay, this is what you got. Like, this is what we could do. And then, like, laid out the price of everything.
Where'd you get married? What was the name of the place?
The Grand Plaza.
Sounds
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, it had like she liked it because it was a one wedding a day place. Like how
Oh,
sometimes
cool.
you go to a hall and they'll
Hate
have like
that.
three weddings going on. See,
Yep.
I like that because I like to talk to people from the other parties, but especially if it's my wedding. But she liked that it was like only ours. So it was like this big place. Like one room was just for cocktails. Then you went to another room that was just for dancing. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I went to a wedding one time. I'm not wedding shaming anybody, by the way. I did go to a wedding one time and the dinner was like like Mima's chili instead. It was just like people brought like crock pots full of fucking like their
it's probably a
food.
fun wedding.
It was yeah, it was fun.
Well, I know like in Pennsylvania where we used to have house in Pennsylvania, house, they used to call it a football wedding, right? That's the term, football wedding. Do you know what I'm talking
Never
about?
heard of
And they would
no
set
idea.
up a bunch of folding tables and they would like order like a sandwich. A football, oh, it's an Italian tradition. Football weddings are an Italian American tradition that date back to New York in the 1940s. At the time, only wealthy families could afford catered weddings. Working class couples, especially ones with large families, would host informal parties at home or at a casual hall after the ceremony, known as a football wedding.
Why football?
So, it was Oh, because someone would yell across. Okay. When someone ran out of a particular sandwich that they wanted, they would call across the hall, anyone have a salami sandwich? They would exchange sandwiches by throwing them to one another. You would see sandwich flying across the hall at any time, and that's how they got the name football weddings. Leave
I
it to
kind
my
of love it.
people. Leave it to my people.
I
But
kind
now
of love it.
I just went down a wormhole of a
Oh God,
gorilla
if you guys
wedding.
could see Gasper right now, he is like invested in whatever he just found on the internet.
Whoa, Joe, I don't understand not one word of this sentence, but you might, because it seems like it's
Okay.
about marijuana.
Okay.
Okay. A gorilla wedding. Did you ever hear of this?
No.
Okay. I don't understand any of the words I'm reading, so please don't come at me. A gorilla wedding is the result of a collaboration between BSF seeds.
Okay.
Do you know what those are?
No.
Oh, and Zazamizi seeds, harnessing two heavy hitters in the form of Gorilla Glue, BSF, and wedding cake, Zazima. Gorilla weddings offer up an indica dominant cannabis.
Indica. But now your drag name is Indica. So please keep going, Indica.
All right, gorilla weddings offer an indica dominant cannabis. That's what I thought you might know.
That's the sleepy kind. I don't like that kind.
Wait, indica dominant is a sleepy cannabis?
Indica couch. Like that's the kind that brings you down. There's two kinds.
Indica's a weed?
Yeah, so weed, the plant, is either an indica or a sativa. Indica brings you down. Sativa brings you up.
Wait, is sativa spelled with a Z?
No.
No, so Zamiza seeds are different.
I don't know what
I thought maybe I was just... All right. So it experiences teeming with terpenins and THC. Terpenes?
I don't know.
Let me read that whole sentence again. Gorilla Wedding offers up an indica-dominant cannabis experience teeming, Teeming. Is that a weed word?
No.
Okay. With terpenes and THC. I know THC is something weedish.
Something weedish. Weedish? That sounds like a nationality. I'm Weedish.
I am from the Weedish. My rabbi was from Whedon.
We're laughing like we are high, like we're doing Indica right now.
Indica. What is it? Inca? How'd you pronounce it? Insica? Indica. That's a plant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's weed.
I didn't know. That was a question. I don't know why I asked it so aggressively.
Indica.
All right. So you're not having one of those weddings. I don't understand what I just read. But what
I don't understand
what
what you just read. I have no idea.
So
I have no idea.
You put Gorilla Glue and a wedding cake together.
This is
and it
so
creates a dominant
us.
cannabis sensation.
Who knows? You know what? We have 15 minutes left. Should we do an email?
Joe, if you heard about what a fox wedding is right now.
Oh, God. Mac, please.
Forget it.
What is it? I gotta know. Is it too bad for the podcast, though?
No.
What is it?
They got monkey wedding, a twilight wedding, a frog wedding, a butterfly wedding, a bird wedding.
What's a fox wedding?
All right. A fox wedding is the Japanese term for when rain falls while the sun is shining. It's a sign that somewhere nearby foxes are holding a wedding ceremony. The rain makes people stay outside. The rain makes people stay indoors so the foxes can celebrate their wedding unobserved by human eyes. This is commonly practiced when people get married in the rain.
Oh, I want a fox wedding.
Like everyone's just in their $4,000 cabin and you're just outside with Morgan in the rain. I could see you having a Cherokee wedding for real.
What is that? What is that? Oh shit!
I'm just picturing you doing this. The wed-to-be will sing and offer wedding prayers while sprinkling their respective fire with sage, tobacco, corn, and grass. And as you say the prayers, your wedding prayers, you'll ignite the fires in each other.
Yes, I'm drinking kombucha.
Oh, shoot. This is good, too, because it's going to be cold. You could have a blanket marriage. It's a tradition where you and it's a Native American ceremony where you and Morgan will wrap yourselves together tightly in a blanket to symbolize unity.
Okay, great. What else you got?
A salt wedding. I think I did this.
I don't want assault at my wedding.
Nah, you don't want salt wedding. It's not fun. Okay. Oh, ooh, okay. This is a good one. A butterfly wedding. Single women at your
Oh, I have
wedding
a story.
will wear their hair in the form of butterfly wings to let suitors know that they're available. But
Ooh.
this is, you have to choose this theme, and you would have a beautiful array of different colors and that are fresh and light.
Oh, butterfly wedding. I was at a wedding one time where have you ever been to a wedding where they have a little pyramid and you pull the string and then butterflies fly up everywhere?
No.
Everybody at the church, everybody would be handed this tiny little paper pyramid, and there's a butterfly, a live butterfly in there, right? And then when everybody's standing out of the church, when the bride and groom walk down, you pull a string, your little pyramid opens up, and butterflies fly out all over the place, right?
But aren't
Now,
you suffocating in the packet?
I was at a wedding, yes, where we all opened our little butterfly, and 100% of them were dead. All of them were dead. None,
That marriage couldn't have
none,
lasted.
none of the butterflies took off. Okay, also, we need you guys in the comments below, or if you want, you can write us an email at thesocialstudiespodcast@gmail.com. Please tell us your wedding disasters, like stuff like that.
Did they
Not getting in a fight with your mother-in-law. That's too basic. Like, I'm talking dead butterfly status.
Wait, so did the marriage last?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, all right, good. Do people still throw rice at weddings?
I don't know. Do they? Are you asking me or Google at this point?
No, I think you're not allowed. I think they got rid of that because the pigeons. I think the rice was bad for the pigeons.
That is literally so New York. You could probably still do a rice wedding in like Iowa, but like New York, they're like, no rice. The pigeons are going crazy. They're going crazy.
No,
it absorbs in their stomach and then they explode. No more rice at the wedding.
Look at this. Hold on.
Oh God.
I found it. People they're suggesting that they stop throwing rice because rice expands in birds' digestive systems and injures them. But did you know that the tradition started by the ancient Romans?
Oh, that not the Italians.
The Romans are Italian.
Oh shit! I look so stupid on the podcast sometime.
It's okay. Melissa asked me if Florida was near Maine.
I literally
and I was like, we're getting divorced. If you don't know the answer to this and you can't figure it out by the end of this conversation, we're done. And I'm just not good with geography. I said, that's not even a geography question. That is literally like our children understand that question.
I just told you Rome's not Italy. Fuck me. Okay,
yeah, but listen. At one point the Roman, it's all right.
Yeah, I was thinking like, you know what I was thinking like the movie, what is it, 300?
Oh yeah, that's Sparta.
Not Mario Luigi. Okay, listen, we just got a text from Fran. I got to read this to you. Literally just got this. Could you please stop swearing on your podcast? Please. Even Gaspare is making you look bad because he doesn't swear or tell dirty jokes. I said, no. She goes, just try.
Put her on the podcast.
No.
Call her up.
No. She's privilege is gone. Gaspare, literally, also, whenever I start telling her about the wedding, I'll tell her, like, they're great. They're so excited. They're so excited. Morgan's family was so sweet, too. His mom was like, welcome to the family. I was like, oh, so sweet.
Wait, I do want to hear about this story, and then I have a question about your family with the wedding. But go ahead.
My mom, literally, immediately when we're on the phone, I tell her I get engaged. Once all the hype dies down, she goes, okay, so you should really call your godparents first, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I said, we're going to nip this right now. No, 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 no. But here's the thing. I want her to have her fun too. And she's going to have fun planning and doing things and making suggestions. And I call her and we talk about it all the time too. But right then I was like, "Gah! Nope."
Just wait till she starts telling you who you have to invite to the wedding.
Oh, that's already no,
Yeah.
nobody.
All right. Now here's a question. Did Morgan ask your parents for
Oh,
her hand
hell
in
no.
marriage?
Yeah, like my
No?
mom at a very early time in us dating, like wanted that, and I was like, hell no. Hell no.
Oh, so
No one
she
has to
was
ask
really
for
surprised.
permission. Yeah, I was like, no one has to ask for permission to marry me. No one has to get like my papa's approval to have you had in marriage. No, this isn't that. And then, but she wasn't surprised because I found out that 2 summers ago, she said to Morgan that, oh, also, my mom's first words when I told her, she's like, yes, I'll be alive. She told Morgan a couple years ago she was wondering if she could have a heads up when we were going to get married so that she can make sure that she plans her surgeries ahead of time.
That's a very Fran thing to say.
That's what we're dealing with here.
So when I got engaged, I asked Melissa's father. So we actually worked together while we were
Oh.
dating. Melissa and I were dating.
Oh, yeah. No,
and
I
then
knew you
got
and Melissa did. I
No,
thought you
no,
meant you and
no.
her
Melissa and I
dad.
didn't work together. No, Melissa and I did not work together. Her dad worked in the school,
Oh.
and I worked in the same school. So like we never really like hung out or saw each other. And I like went up to his classroom at like 7:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you real quick?" And I was like, and he's like, "I know what's about to be asked." And I was like, "All right, so we're good." Like,
What'd
we're
he
cool with
say?
that. Yeah, he laughed. He was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Of course, welcome to the whatever." And he's like, "I
Yeah.
love," but it was like, it's just an outdated tradition. I get it.
Right.
Like, you like ask for the hand in marriage, but it's just awkward. It's such an awkward thing. I even called her brother and asked him because I felt like it was like, I don't know,
You asked
just like
straight Michael Sugarman?
he was straight. He was like, "Yeah, if I was to ask a girl right now,
A, a
how I would
girl, a
do it,
real girl with the real girl things and
like,
real long
you know,
hair.
like I'm making out with her." What? Yeah, that's right. Boobs, bags of sand. Am I right? High five,
Yeah. Yeah,
bitches.
football. The
Football wedding.
Jets. Oh,
Hot.
also, Jet. Oh, I got to tell you this. I really want Jets Pizza to be the midnight snack at my wedding, but at the rate that they're going with just fucking around with me with these sponsorships, Jets, you're on thin ice. Jets Pizza,
And by
you're on thin ice.
sponsorships, you mean no sponsorship?
And let me tell you what, Jets Pizza, I will have that at my wedding. Okay, it's up to you if you want to give it to me for free, so I can put it on my very large Instagram page. Well, we're playing hardball now, Jets.
And
We're playing
Jets,
hardball.
listen, if you don't want him to be able to one day afford having children of his own, that's fine. Let him buy your pizza.
Yeah.
It's all good.
What we're hearing is Jets is homophobic, is what we're hearing.
Because Jets don't want gay men to have children.
Yeah. What we're, you know what? Silence is, what is that saying, Gasper? Silence
is deafening.
No, silence is
Speaks volumes.
no, silence is like you're going along with the problem. Compliance. Silence is compliance, Jets.
That sounds like something that someone would say at a Cherokee wedding.
Yeah. I fucking
Indica.
hate you. Indica. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Let's at least do one email.
No.
Jad, this is a long episode. Everybody, this is a long episode. Sorry about you.
No, it's not even about that. I feel like, Joe, this is your episode of wedding bliss. Like, no offense, but this is what the episode's about, But all right, we'll do one email so that people don't feel like they send us emails in vain.
But didn't you have one more thing you wanted to say before we got into the emails?
Yeah, but now it's like 2 a.m. my time. I gotta go to bed.
Well,
what I was going to say is instead
you're quitting
of
your job anyway.
instead of Jets pizza, I went to a Sweet 16 once, and they had a food truck outside. I was a kid; I wasn't an adult. Just cruising around Sweet 16s. You know what a Sweet 16 is, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
they have
of
those
course.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You all right? Did you shit your pants? You okay?
Yeah, my chair's all fucked up now. Like they have the ejection seat going.
So they had a food truck pull up at the end of the wedding, the Sweet 16, and they had like literally like 100 burgers from McDonald's, 100 burgers from Wendy's, 100 burgers from In-N-Out Burger, and then they had fries from all the places, and they had tacos from Taco. Like it was a food truck just loaded with all fast food stuff. Just an idea.
I just told you I want to have a farm to table dinner. You think we're gonna have fast food as the
Oh, you just said you
ending?
wanted Jets. Isn't that fucking pizza?
Gaspar, Jets is ambrosia, nectar of the gods.
I don't
We
know
don't
what
come to
ambrosia
fucking
means.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm over here talking to Indica, but between the
What's
two of
ambrosia? Is
us,
that a
we're on
fruit?
ambrosia is the nectar of the gods. I thought for sure you would have known that.
Ambrosia.
Did you ever heard of ambrosia salad?
Do you think I eat ambrosia salads or whatever? There's ambrosia chocolate, ambrosia apples. No, this salad looks disgusting. It looks like there's mayonnaise in it.
I think there is. But type
Oh,
what is
mayo
ambrosia?
skeeves me out. Oh, with the marshmallow? No, this thing is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Gaspar,
I'm not even
type
kidding you.
what is ambrosia?
No,
Type in
I'm
what
reading
is
it. I hate almost everything in ambrosia. It freaks me out. It skeeves me out.
Wait,
I really
ambrosia is, it says right here, the food of the
pineapple,
gods
mandarin,
from
orange,
Greek and
marshmallows,
Roman
coconut.
mythology.
I think it's the fact that it's the
But it's
coconut. I
also
don't
this
like coconut.
1960s weird ass salad, though. It is also that. But
Oh,
it says
is it also Khloe Kardashian's favorite salad? Because that just came up.
that's gross. But also it says the actual thing is food of the gods. But then they started calling salad ambrosia salad. Anyway, should we get to the email?
Oh yeah, all right. You don't want to know what Jennifer Aniston's favorite salad is?
Oh God, what is it?
Well, it's called the Rachel salad. It's bulgur wheat. I must be poor because I don't know what any of these words mean.
Bulgar wheat.
All right, bulgur wheat, cucumber, chickpeas, red onions, fresh mint, parsley, pistachios, and feta cheese. Lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper. This is literally the food of the birds.
You said I must be poor.
I never heard of bulgur wheat. What the hell is that?
Bulgur
Now I'm going
wheat.
to look up bulgur wheat, and it's going to
used
lead me down another rabbit hole.
Bulgur wheat is in a lot of Middle Eastern foods. Okay, Gaspar, should we?
Oh, it's like fennel.
Okay.
Kernel.
Oh! Wait, we do have one thing before we get into the email for sure. We have to read this 5-star review that we got on Apple Podcasts. You guys, please leave us a 5-star review. This one's so genuine and so much. It's from someone named Let's Think Hard Shan 224. Okay. She writes, this podcast is one of my favorites for a while. I was always amazed that Joe could make all of his awesomeness all by his own. That takes talent, my friend. I also love his Let's Watch TV with his mom. Absolutely great. Then in 2022, he got Gaspar as a co-host. Just wow. It has moved from being my favorite to being my number one. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. It's not just for teachers. I'm not a teacher. I call it my comfort food podcast. Why? Because no matter how bad of a mood I might have, it makes it disappear. Magic, the stories, the talk, the funny. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hilarious and feeling heard all at the same time. I saved these episodes like special treats for myself. Need a pick me up? Oh yeah, I saved it. Special happy nuggets. Do yourself a favor. If you're a mom or a dad or you need to laugh and you need to feel happy, just give it a listen. It takes the weight off. I don't know why, but it does. Thank you, Joe and Gaspar. I love it so much. That was awesome. Thank you. That made our day today. We read that. We did love that.
Joe sent that to me this morning and was like, look how great this is. So thank you guys. And we really do read everything you guys say and we hear everything you guys say. And if you want to say more, we'll listen.
Okay. Do you want an email?
We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Gas. Do you want do you want? Is
So let's
this a
just talk
normal?
about the fact that we thought we were going to get through multiple topics tonight when you got engaged this weekend. You got engaged. You're like, all right, I have this engagement topic, then this, and this, and you have a whole sheet of topics. We didn't even. Yeah, all
I
right.
do have a whole sheet of topics we didn't even get to because you
No, that's
started
fine. We'll do that.
researching different types of wedding. Frog wedding? We still don't even know what that is. Okay, here
I know.
is an email. All right, here we go.
Keep it
And
short.
it's too long. We're going to have to do another one.
All right. Thank you, everybody. for
Here
coming
we
this.
go. And that
Just have it end on a technical difficulty, the episode. Are you frozen?
No, sorry, I'm not. I'm trying to find a good short one. Like, everyone's writing a novel this week. Oh my God, everybody's writing a novel.
Indica?
Indica.
I'm just looking it up. Indica versus Savita comes up.
Here we go. Sativa. Indica versus sativa. Here we go. I got a good one. 23 cartons of chocolate milk. Hello, Joe and Gaspare.
Oh, I already like it.
Hello, Joe and Gaspare. It's Meredith from Toronto, Ontario. Feel free to use my name on the podcast. I would love that. Hey, Meredith from Toronto. Can't wait to come.
I hope you're going to see Joe when he comes to Toronto.
I hope you are too. And I also hope that you drink maple syrup and eat poutine and probably have seen a moose before.
That's not even a question. She's Canadian. Continue.
So here's a story for you. My dad. I love him, but the logic he uses to make choices makes no sense. I was visiting my parents with my sister for the weekend. We decided to get a drink from the fridge. When I opened the door, the fridge was busting with chocolate milk. 23 cartons to be exact. When I asked him, I'm already laughing. I have no idea where this is going. When I asked him about it, my dad responded with, "It was on sale." My sister and I were like, "But did you need to buy 23 cartons worth?"
Yes.
His response was, "Yep, you'll help me drink it, won't you?" My sister and I are both lactose intolerant. Also, they were on sale because they were going to go bad in 3 days. I'm not sure what my dad did about that, but he's a man that never lets food go to waste. It's quite possibly that he drank them all in 3 days. Anyway,
okay.
Joe, before I get into the story, I just wanted to let you know that I'm totally jazzed about your upcoming show in Toronto. I'm going with the group on the Thursday show, so I hope you feel our good vibes in the crowd. Gaspare, you should just join us all in Toronto. Just do it. Signed, Meredith.
When is it?
It is a date that you cannot do.
Gotcha. All right. Well, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Well, all right. I will tell you a quick story, even though nothing's ever quick. One time, Melissa got these stupid. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a juice cleanse. These are gonna be great." So she bought like $100,000 worth of juices. They were like carrot beet, root, green slime. It was all fucking gross juice, right?
Green slime.
I don't know. It was just like green, and it had a lot of stuff
gross.
in it.
Yeah, you weren't into it.
It was like celery, broccoli, and tarmanac or whatever.
Whoa,
that shit was cayenne pepper.
Tarmanac. Gaspare. Tarmanac.
What is it?
Tarmanac sounds like some sort of chemical you use to keep your windshield wiper. Tarmanac. Gaspare. Tarmanac. Tarmanac.
It keeps away termites.
Tarmanac, Gaspare.
So turmeric. It had all this stuff. So she drinks one sip of it.
He said Tarmanac.
She drinks one sip of it and she's like, "Nope, this ain't it." Now at the time I didn't need to drink all these, but I refused. She paid so much money. I refused to let them go bad. They were all reaching their limit. I drank every freaking juice. My body
just because
I wasn't letting them go to waste. They were so expensive. I was like a pure ball of health and energy. But I was very sick because I drank so many of them. I was drinking like 3 or 4 a sitting. I was just because I refused to throw them out.
Did it make you go poo-poo?
It made me violently ill.
Like what?
Yeah, like everything came out of my body. Like I lost a lot of weight. I did like a
Yikes.
juice cleanse, but I also ate a regular meal on top of it every meal.
That does not sound good for you.
Yeah, but I was young, so my body was different.
Yeah. Whew,
All
God.
right. Well, guys, Joe's getting married.
I'm getting married, and it's going to be all you hear about for the next 360, however many days.
Well,
Here we
according
go.
to you, 2 months.
Let the countdown begin.
Spring 2022.
Spring 2022. Here we go.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys,
Thank
so
you
much.
guys
Hey,
so
that's what I need
much.
you to do. Write us an email at the Social Studies
Advice,
Podcast.
an advice email.
An advice email at thesocialstudiespodcast@gmail.com. And also, we're giving the advice. Don't give us advice. And also, you can get your tickets to see me live at Mr.D times3.com.
And come see me live also at GaspareRandazzo.com. I just had a mental lapse of what I was supposed to say there.
Love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. See ya.